Good evening, everyone. I am Anjali Sharma and I'm a part of Group 3 of Consumer Marketing Logistics. Today, I will be covering the Middle East Persian Gulf countries such as Iran, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. And the topics which I will be covering for these countries are cultural and environment, then is specific aspects such as custom business practices, etc according to Hofstede's cultural dimension analysis for all of these countries. Then in the end, we will be talking about how do these cultural aspects impact marketing activities, political and legal environment of these countries. So moving on to my first slide. Firstly, I will be talking about the cultural environment of Kuwait. So, if I talk culturally about Kuwait, then Arabic is the language which is most widely spoken all over the Kuwait, and only 40% of the population is Kuwaiti there. And apart from 40% of the population, the people from Egypt, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen constitute it. Then Kuwait is known for its homegrown tradition of theater, and theatrical activities in Kuwait date back to 1920s when the first spoken dramas were released. Um, if I have to talk about these specific aspects such as customs, business practices, etc., then I would say that Hofstede's initial six key dimensions include power, distance, uncertainty, avoidance, individualism, collectivism, masculinity, femininity, and short versus long-term orientation. So if I have to talk about femininity versus masculinity, so this is also known as gender role differentiation, which is another one of Hofstede's six dimensions of national culture. Uh, then, if I have to talk about the culture aspects, impact, marketing activities within Kuwait, then um the Kuwait imports mostly of its capital equipment, foods, manufacturing equipment, and consumer goods. So two-way trade is limited to a few international partners. And according to Kuwait's Central Statistical Bureau, Kuwait's nominal domestic product for 2020 was $118.8 billion US dollars. According to Kuwait's Central Statistical Bureau, and in 2021, the Central Bank of Kuwait announced that Kuwait's GDP has contracted 9.9% in 2020. So Kuwait, in all, Kuwait must continue spending and investing in upgrading downstream facilities as well as on upstream oil development. Then is the political legal environment of Kuwait. So, in short, I would like to say that the legislative process, Kuwait is a constitutional monarchy. It has a parliamentary system of government, and the emir is the constitutional head of the state. So, the constitution prohibits political parties. So, all laws passed by the National Assembly should have at least two-thirds majority in the first vote and should be promulgated by the emir within 30 days, after which it will automatically become a law. So approach to climate change, Kuwait ratified the UNFCCC in 1995 and the Kyoto Protocol in 2005. As a non-annex one country, Kuwait is not obliged to make any specific emissions reduction commitments, but it is required to submit the national communication to the UNFCCC on regular basis. Then I would like to talk something about Turkey. So Turkey's cultural environment constitutes of collectivist culture, so whereby strong loyalty is shown to familial and social groups as well as the broader nation. So languages which are spoken in Turkey are Arabic and Zazaki, and Turkey is home to various ethnic and immigrant languages, and is the most spoken language after Turkish is Kurdish. So Turkish is spoken by 84% people, Kurdish is spoken by 11.97, Arabic is spoken by 1.38, Zazaki is spoken by 1.01. Then other Turkic languages are 0.28%, then Balkan languages are 0.23, Laz is 0.12, Armenian is 0.07, Greek is 0.06, and West European languages are 0.03. So, in short, I would like to say is that as of 2023, 87.6% of Turkey's native speakers communicate in Turkish, the country's official language. The rest of the country speaks over 70 languages, including Kurdiya, Arabic, Tazaki, Circassian, Armenian, and English. Then is the top religions in Turkey. So the top religions in Turkey, I would say, is the most of the population follows the religion of Muslims. Then there is the on the second point we have atheists, then Christians, then other religions. After the other religions, we have Buddhists, Jews, folk religion by Yazidis, Tenjiris, and then in the end they have Hindus. So, 99.8% of the population is initially registered as Muslim, and the remaining 0.2% are Christians and adherents of other officially recognized religions like Judaism. Then I would say when it comes to Turkey's business custom, then proper Turkish business etiquette allows a business to gain more clients and partners in the Turkish business community. Then Turkish businessmen want strong appreciation, respect, and loyalty. Turkish take time to meet foreign businessmen and entertainment is a part of a normal process. Then Turkish are genuinely welcoming and hospitable. Visitors need to live to the image that they are respected through their language, politeness, and dress. Turkish people are open to new ideas, hardworking, innovative, and flexible. They have great crisis management but weak long-term planning. Then this is the chart of power distance, individualism, and masculinity. This is the Hofstede's theory. So if we see the power distance, so here the scores high on this dimension are 66. For individualism, the score of 37 is collectivistic society, and in masculinity is score of 45. Then I have to come to avoidance, orientation, and orientation. So Turkey's score is 85 on dimension. Turkey's immediate score of 46 is in the middle of the scale, so no dominant cultural preference can be inferred. And with an intermediate score of 49, a characteristic corresponding to this dimension cannot be determined for Turkey. Then is the judicial system of Turkey. So politics of Turkey are exercised in frame of strictly secular parliamentary representative democratic public by which PM is both head of government and head of multi-party system. So judiciary is free of executive and legislature. So Turkey's current constitution went into effect on 7th November 1982 after the country held constitutional referendum. Uh, After that, we have risk analysis of Turkey's political system. So, will the shift to orthodox monetary policies last this time? So, Janes assess that the political situation in Turkey presents a high risk of disorderly government collapse, forceful transfer of power, or fragmentation of state power, which may lead to social unrest and violence. So, Turkey scores 2.93 on 4 on this. Then is risk analysis of Turkey's political system. Then I'll say is important geostrategic position is that has historically always ensured aid when needed. Adequate business environment potential as regional hub between Europe, MENA, and Asia. Then on trade structure, I would say is exchange rate vulnerability to domestic and external shocks, economic policy responsiveness, history of persistently large current account deficits, largely financed through short-term external debt, deep-rooted division in society between secularists and religious conservatives, and geopolitical risks. Then is government authorization in Turkey. So there are no general restrictions on foreign investment, ownership, or control in Turkey. So foreign investors are free to incorporate or invest in companies or open branches or liaison offices. So restrictions on acquisition of shares is that there are no general restrictions on the acquisition of shares by foreign investors. So specific industries would be there are certain regulated sectors in which foreign ownership and investment are either prohibited by law or limited to a certain maximum threshold. For example, total foreign ownership of media service companies cannot exceed 50%. Then is foreign shareholder holdings in the maritime sector are limited to 49%. So foreign investors must obtain prior approval from the regulatory authority to invest in some other sensitive sectors such as insurance, banking, telecommunication, and energy. Then I'll move on to country Iran. So the cultural environment of Iran is that Iran has a rich and diverse cultural environment that is deeply rooted in its history, religion, and geography. So the cultural environment of Iran is influenced by various factors, including its ancient civilization, Islamic heritage, Persian language, and the interactions with the neighboring countries and cultures. Here are some key aspects of Iran's cultural environment: ancient civilization, Persian language, Islamic heritage, art and architecture, cuisine, music and dance, festivals and celebrations, literature, traditional clothing, and calligraphy. Then is languages spoken in Iran. So Iran is a linguistically diverse country, which means the several languages are spoken all over the country. So most widely spoken language in Iran is Persian, which is also known as Farsi. Persian is the official language of the country, and the majority of Iranians are native speakers of Persian. It is used in education, government, media, and daily communication. Some of the notable languages are spoken in Iran, and here is the chart which says the green in Persian, which is the mostly spoken language in Iran. Then in red is Kurdish, yellow is the other languages, blue is Balochi, green is Arabic, then orange is Tati, yellow is Talish, sea green is Azeri, blue is Galaki and Mazandarani, and black is Luri. Then we come to religions in Iran. So Iran is known for its rich religious diversity. So as a lot of languages are spoken in Iran, similarly we have uh, Iran is a diverse country with religions all over the place. So the primary religion in Iran is 12 Jafari Shia Islam, and Iran is one of the most significant Shia majority countries in the world. So, however, there are also religious minorities in Iran, including various branches of Islam and non-Muslim communities. Here is an overview of the religious landscape in Iran: Shia Islam, Sunni Islam, Sufism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Judaism, and Baha'i faith. Then we come to Hofstede's cultural dimension. So Hofstede cultural dimension framework is a useful tool for understanding the cultural values and norms of a specific country or region. Here is an analysis of Iran's cultural dimensions according to Gertz Hofstede's framework. So power distance is first, second is individualism versus collectivism, third is masculinity versus femininity. Fourth is uncertainty avoidance. And fifth is long-term orientation. Then is cultural aspects impacting business. So Iran is a country which with a rich cultural heritage that significantly impacts business practices and operations. So here are some key cultural factors that can influence businesses in Iran. So Islamic values. Iran is an Islamic republic, and Islamic values plays a central role in society and business. So this includes considerations like dress code, avoiding the consumption of alcohol, adhering to prayer timings. Then is relationship building. Building strong relationships known as sawab in Persian is crucial. Iranian business culture. Then hierarchy and respect, Iran has a strong hierarchical culture where elders and those in position of authority are respected. Hospitality, Iranians are known for their warm hospitality. Business meetings often begin with tea or coffee and may involve a meal. Then is gift giving is common in Iranian business culture, especially during festivals and special occasion. Language is while Persian or we can say Farsi is the official language. English may be used in business, especially in larger cities and international companies. Then is sanction and economic challenges. So it is crucial to be aware of international sanctions and impact on business in Iran. Then is cultural insensitivity. Showing respect for the local culture and customs is vital. Legal and regulatory environment is the legal and regulatory environment in Iran can be complex and subject to change. Then is political and legal environment in Iran. So Iran has a unique political system known as the Islamic Republic of Iran. So the system combines elements of both theocratic and republican governance. So first is supreme leader, elected president, parliament, guardian council, assembly of experts, judiciary, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and elections. Then is risk analysis for US businesses in Iran. So conducting a risk analysis for US businesses considering operations in Iran, I'm sorry, covering the following factors. So first would be political and regulatory risks. Second is sanctions. Third is economic challenges. Fourth is legal environment. Fifth is cultural sensitivity. Sixth is geopolitical tension. Seventh is currency exchange risk. Eighth is security concern. Ninth is intellectual property protection. And 10th is local partnerships. So, laws and regulations that apply to US firms doing businesses in Iran are Iran Sanction Act, Comprehensive Iran Sanction Accountability and Divestment Act, then is Iran Threat Reduction and Syria Human Rights Act, then is Export Control Regulations Act, then is Anti-Boycott Laws, then is Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, and in the last is State and Local Laws. So, coming to the country Saudi Arabia, which is the last country for this presentation. So the cultural environment for Saudi Arabia is that it is a strict interpretation of Islamic law, which is also known as Sharia. So Islamic traditions and practices deeply influence daily life, including religious rituals, clothing, and social interactions. So conservative values, Saudi Arabian society values conservatism, modesty, and family cohesion. Gender segregation is common and adherence to traditional customs and etiquette is highly regarded. Then is specific aspects such as custom business practices, etc. So high power distance, Saudi Arabia has a hierarchical society with significant power and authority vested in institutions and leaders. Respect for authority and hierarchy is deeply ingrained, collectivism and masculinity. So Saudi culture emphasizes collectivism and traditional gender roles. So family and community are highly valued, and there is a clear division of labor between men and women, with men typically in more assertive roles. Then is how do these culture aspects impact marketing activities? So localized marketing, understanding and respecting the high power distance and collectivist culture is essential. Building strong relationships and trust with local partners and authorities is crucial for successful market entry and operations. Gender sensitive advertising. Given the traditional gender roles, it's important to tailor marketing messages and campaigns accordingly. Respect cultural norms and sensitivities by using gender specific advertising and imagery. Then is political legal environment. So government regulations, Saudi Arabia has strict regulations governing foreign trade and investment. Businesses must navigate complex bureaucratic processes and adhere to local laws, which can impact market entry strategies. Then is legal system. The legal system is based on Islamic law, Sharia. Understanding and respecting Islamic principles in business contracts and transactions is critical for successful trade operations in Saudi Arabia. Then this is the slide for references from which we have gathered all this information about these countries. I hope we have covered almost every single aspect that was important for all of these countries. And thank you so much.